Amnian Nights, episode 17. Asha summarizes.
We are below the temple. We were below the temple of Agma. We found bodies, 4 Ogmites, 3 black and purple robed others. I got some sweet component pouches. There was a note on one of the stranger's corpses saying, "You know what to do, purge him." It was pretty cryptic. We walked into a colder room, and there were dismembered limbs exploded about, and we got into a fight with some shadows. And Atticus came to save me, and we got pretty fucked up. Then we did a short rest. Everyone was very tired. We searched about some more. There was a flaming skull, but I convinced the group to leave it be for a bit. Just because it seemed like a whole deal, and we were in pretty rough shape. The DM changed it halfway through to have been Lucinda. So it's Lucinda. Obsidian snuck and grabbed the keystone. We unlocked the library. There was a Nothic, which I knew what it was. It's reading all our minds. And it seems to be magically burning a specific section of books. So I attack, Eldritch Blast, combat, and meanwhile Sarah sees the remains of some robot. We kill the Nothic. I get a sweet Nothic eye. Atticus inspects the robot and fixes him. I tell it to put out the fire, but it couldn't save the books. Syria has it put on the lights, and Atticus asks about this dragon person they're all talking about. Bad guy appeared to have arrived through a portal or a planar gate. Section 12 was the one that was destroyed. Dragon names R through V, about 69 books total. Nice. Sendrax is a dragon that Obsidian asks about. I don't know anything about that. Atticus reads some books about Kuravelian and, I don't know, Kurigatsu. No idea. He said some words. We read about Mithras. We decide to check out the Flaming Skull.
Any additions? Any corrections? Any alternate takes? No? Okay. Only thing I will give you a correction on is you saw nothing to indicate that it was the Nothic doing any burning, and you did hear another voice as you entered that room.
Ah. Alright then.
That's all.
Say I don't have time for this or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
I will take us to the Hall of Knowledge. Yeah, give yourself 1 inspiration. Did you know that the Guards district of Athkatla is a district on the east end of the city, everyone?
No.
Just checking.
A different one.
The jam.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we have picked up. Also in the interim, Sire, who is here, by the way, she's just no camera today, looked for a couple of extra lore books about some other dragon names that were referenced in the books you read. So the group has taken and, we'll say, read those in the moments between last session ending and this picking up. But yeah, what do we all wish to do?
Well, we had discussed going and checking on the Flaming Skull if we think that will be needed for this particular adventuring guild job to be done. Considered done. But I don't know.
Do you need to look up this ritual so that we can permanently destroy this thing?
Destroy what thing?
The skull. You said we needed some ritual in order to permanently destroy it.
Oh, right. Yes.
Since we're in a library.
I kind of roughly remember it, and I'm pretty sure it requires some holy water, which I do remember now that I actually have on me, so handy.
Always prepared. Nice.
Yeah, but luckily. So we should be able to sort it out. I mean,
Just to
assuming
double
we
check.
survive.
We are still going to first ascertain if it is violent, or are we going straight in to vanquish this thing?
But like, you want to talk to it?
It seemed to be mournful.
All right. I mean,
it's a flaming sentient skull. Clearly necromantic dog magic. Just saying.
Perhaps it's not its fault that it was summoned.
I'm sure it's not.
how about this? If you want to talk to it, you go in first.
Well,
I'm
not letting her go in on her own.
I appreciate your confidence. I am really rather terrible with words, as you can probably confirm. But I can. She looks around.
I can talk to the skull.
Yeah, there we go.
Excellent. Can't wait. Famously charismatic obsidian. Okay, let's do this.
Listen.
And as you see, the librarian is beginning to grabbing a book down to a shelf, up to a book, down to a shelf. So pluck them out of midair and stow them on shelves.
I love him.
That's so cute.
Obsidian, you march forward, remembering that you no longer have a torch lit.
Yep. That's why I'm waiting. Oh, does no one have? Oh no. Okay.
Asher has.
I have
light,
my light on a coin.
which she's just holding in front of her at all times, apparently.
I have a clever little pouch for it. I don't know. I have a string wrapped around it.
I've got a big blob of blue tack on the end of my staff that I can just a coin onto.
No, we'll say I've got a string wrapped around it, and it's just attached to my belt.
Do I recall if the skull itself gave off light?
Was it you who went in, or was it Atticus? Yeah, it definitely did give off. It definitely did give off light.
Good. All right. Let's see here. Just a little bit. Okay. Yep. There it is. There it is.
And again, just drifting above a small pool of water. That disembodied, floating, flaming skull.
Sure. I will once more enter the room, trying to stay closer to the wall and maybe not immediately alerted to my presence. Sure.
As you step closer, the eyes, little burning sockets, just turn and regard you for a moment as the crying stops and the skull floats.
Greetings to you. Uh-huh.
And I would like you all to roll initiative.
Yeah.
I will include the others, but obviously it's not aware of everyone's presence. It's just so there isn't some awkward, I'd do something.
See, Atticus, that was exactly as much charisma as I needed for the task at hand.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Wait. Atticus should still have his Scroll of Alacrity powers.
That's including the alacrity.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, I'm very sorry. Well,
That look of.
All right. Well,
you tried.
You know, in the
Seeing-
first, 5 sessions or something, I had amazing rolls, and I am paying for that now.
seeing it begin to just wail, I imagine, and then probably, I don't know, do the flames just grow brighter and they can see that it's
One
preparing to
could
do
say-
something?
A fire rises. Yes, it is definitely
Sure thing.
looking
Yeah, then
riled up.
Obsidian will immediately go just, well, fuck this then, and run towards it.
Oh, how long pause?
It's not talkative! Run next to it and just baseball bat, slam it. Would be a normal. Cool. As the mole shall strike it. I don't imagine I can send it into the water. That would be fun. Yeah, I don't even. You know what? How tall is this? The little.
About 5 foot.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I guess I would want it there, probably, if I can move it with a strike, and then I'll get the 5 feet next to it again. And
Would you
yeah,
like to
that's.
damage it.
Oh, probably might be useful. Who knows?
Okay. Anything else from you?
The bonus. I mean, technically, what are the chances that I will need my raid later? No, I'm fine.
Famous last words.
I'm okay.
Okay, Asher. You're up, you hear this scream, and then just Obsidian running out of sight.
Yeah, I'm gonna. And I'm going to cast. Protection of Evil. On myself. Which again is just me taking out some powdered and components from me and just kind of like dusting them over myself while furiously like cursing.
Okay. Also, Obsidian, you would have seen, sorry, as he charged in here, there is another body slumped against the wall here. Black and purple robes. Quite a lot of burn damage to them. Okay, so that's Asher. The flame skull is going to so the flames sort of dance a bit higher and then almost a little bit fizzling out for a moment before you realise that a shimmering effect is coming over the flame skull as it blurs. And it will try to move away from the Obsidian as it floats up back over the water.
I will try
Yeah?
to make it annoying for it.
Disadvantageous.
I know.
Misses.
Wow. Both those rolls, goddamn.
In fact, it will go higher than that because it can. Let's have a look. That is all it will do. Siri.
Gonna peek around the corner because I can't see anything. Oh, there it is.
So you now see Obsidian stood at the bottom of this 5-foot waterfall, and at the top of that, I mean, in fact, it should be 25 foot if you're counting from the floor. It is 25 foot from the floor where you all are. Yeah, hovering up in the air above this waterfall, a shimmering flame skull.
Okay, this is gonna get annoying, but I'd like to summon 3 bits.
You like to summon what, sorry?
Cora. Oh god, I can't drag him. I don't think I have permission to drag him. Oh, I do.
No,
Was that you or me?
I dropped him on.
So I can only summon him 15 feet away from me. So I'm gonna
Okay.
summon them here. And And I'm going to shoot at the skull with my crossbow, which I need to remember to keep collecting the crossbow. Disadvantage?
Because it has blur on it.
Of course it does.
Oh.
Still manages to hit.
Normal. 6. Concentration.
It succeeds.
It succeeds. That is perfect. Sorry, I just need to read something. No, it'll be next turn. Okay. That is the end of my turn. Thank you.
Atticus.
Okay. Get in there. I will spend my bonus action moving Hex onto it, which I'm still concentrating on. And then with my action, I will blast disadvantageously. Oh,
Ooh.
Nice.
pew! And that is all.
Nat 20 on the con saving throw. Anything else from you?
Nope.
Obsidian.
All right, Obsidian shall chuck a hand axe. Just get his mold into one hand, then take a hand axe out.
Disadvantage.
Well, yes, doubly so. This is also far away. Well, that will just fall harmlessly into the water.
Yeah, you hear a splash.
And Obsidian will join the implement by also heading into the water. Swimming under the skull.
Okay.
Under the skull.
Asha.
Alright, I am going to move up here. And then I'm gonna. Is this requiring a jump to go over the water?
God, no.
Okay.
It's the street. You fall in, and it is 80 meters deep,
Make it
and
fair.
you drown.
Phew. I will also just fire off an agonizing.
Okay. Disadvantage.
Oops. Hold on.
It seems to be automatically popping a little box up for me. You're gonna roll again?
Yeah. Here's what previous roll has not been completed. Oh my gosh.
Just disregard it and roll it again. Yep, hits.
Okay.
Bonk.
It succeeds. Anything else from you?
Nope, that is it.
The skull, the flames are already sputtering out, and its floating appears a bit erratic, but the scream just grows louder and louder for a moment as the flames build up, and it unleashes a fireball.
God.
Bursts out of its mouth.
Get out of here. Oh, this city has gone down. That's gonna go down. She's gonna go down. She's so gonna go down. Oh, she's. Wait, what happened?
Oh, Cora doesn't actually die, does it? Cora just sputters out with you.
Yeah,
But
but City does.
yeah, the fireball rips into the middle of the group, and both Gladstones. There's a flash and a glare of light and heat in front of you, Asher, and as it dims down, both Gladstones are on the floor. That's all it can do. Siri, as you hit the floor,
Death save?
please make your first death save.
That's a fail.
3. As you edge closer to darkness, what is going through your mind? Do remember as well that my homebrew rule is you are conscious, you're able to speak, you're only mechanically unconscious.
I guess she's kind of like seeing the extent of the burns around her body and is a little bit shocked. I don't think she's ever received a fireball before. And then she obviously clocks the fact that her brother is lying unconscious next, or kind of almost dying next to her. That's the end of my turn.
Atticus, the same save, please. As you see Siri, as you're lying there, and you look over and see your sister in the same state, smoke rising up around both of you, what's going through Atticus's mind?
He would just kind of meekly utter out, Siri, are you okay? Not have the energy to do much else.
Obsidian, you see the fireball with a bead of light just shoot down, and then a muted scream. You see the flame skull hovering above you.
This does not happen today. And Obsidian shall rush forward, just jump out of the water and basically sprint towards the siblings.
Yeah.
And immediately go for one of the saved potions of healing. And
Yeah.
we will produce for Sire. And that is an action, right? To administer it to someone.
Somebody else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do I click it? Do I give it to Sire?
It's just max.
How is it easier?
So which potion is it? What's the roll?
It's the regular one, so that would be 10 maximum health.
So yeah, Siri just gets 10.
All right.
And you just remove that potion.
Sure.
What am I going to see in to-do list here? Making new character. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, I thought we make new characters. Cool.
Sure, and I don't think I have a relevant bonus, so no, I will pass it on to Asher.
Okay. Asher, you see the flame skull's eyes intensify. You know that it has something else planned. It's you.
Yeah, I'm gonna look back between the flame skull and then like Atticus, whose head I'm sure is like very close to being underwater, and I'm just, as soon as the screaming stops, I'm gonna like stumble forward through the water and just place a hand on Atticus. Come on, buddy. And just kind of like slap his cheek. I'm just like, and like do my best to kind of like drag him right here.
Yeah, if he is not resisting, you can move him. Yep. Anything with your bonus action?
Don't have anything I can do with my bonus action.
Okay. The flame skull can rise no further, but it will. It's just seeing you do some healing, Asher. It will cast.
Fireball, right?
It only has the one spell slot. I mean, I wish it had more. I absolutely wish it had another one, because you've been hit with a fireball and have countered it by grouping even more. But no, it doesn't have a second.
Sorry, we have no healing words in the group.
Yeah, it will unleash a fire ray.
Oh God.
Any reaction to a 21, Asher?
No.
It's a torrent of flame from the eyes.
Oh gosh, so much.
Wait. Hold on. Is it?
Should that have been disadvantage thinking about it? Yeah.
Yeah, with my protection.
Okay, so make a note of what you were on before. You were on 14 HP. I'll just roll the attack again, and not. We'll take the lowest. So yeah, it would hit anyway. So yeah, what happened, and then it will drift back slightly. Siri, you are prone, but you are back with us.
Does it look like we don't? It doesn't look like we're running, does it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'll stand up from prone because no one's got time for that. I guess I'll fire. I'll fire the thing with a fiery anger.
Disadvantage, member. Oh,
Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Doesn't
Fuck. What's it looking like?
Bad. It's looking in a bad way. There are now cracks all over the skull.
She's going to look at Atticus and say, "Come on, we've got this!" And action search. God, I hope we don't die.
Do you still have action surge? I thought you action surged in Monothic fight.
No, we short rested and we didn't. I didn't need to action search on the next time.
Yeah.
Disadvantage. Stupid flaming skull. Go die.
Hits.
Poink.
Part of a cheek, of a jawbone just falls away. In fact, I'll say the full jawbone falls off. It does continue hovering, but with a shriek, the blur to it begins to fade and it solidifies. And
to Atticus. Yeah, light it up.
Atticus on the floor.
Atticus will get up to Asher. He'll be like, "Oh, thank you, Asher. Get back! I've got this!" And he will move. That shouldn't be. There should be 15. And he will Eldritch Blast! And I will use my inspo for avantage.
You throw a whole French textbook at it. It hits.
Nice.
Tim, how you kill it?
Oh, he's rushing forward, looking super masculine and heroic, covered in burns. Puts a palm out. There's a beam of energy. And the skull explodes into fragments. And as it gets killed, he's just like, yes! Energized, adrenaline running through him, and his eyes
hasn't yet realised his hair is now burnt off in clumps and patches.
He looks almost manic, having succeeded.
Fragment of skull just come raining down into the pool for a few moments.
A worthy shot. You're right, Sarah.
That was very close. Closer than I would have wanted, I'll be honest. Are you okay, Atticus?
I feel great.
It was a good shot.
Oh, nothing makes you feel good like a shot like that. But really, you guys are the MVPs. You know, like, if it weren't for you guys, being Ciro would be actual toast, you know?
Sidian will try to fish out his hand axe.
Yeah. I'm just gonna... Just a second. And she's just gonna lay down in the water. Because despite, she hasn't actually been able to heal herself, and I can't do the alt move.
Shift.
It's not letting me.
It's
Shift. I know how to do things. but she's still very burnt, and she's just laying straight down in this trickle of a creek, trying to cool her burns.
Yeah, Obsidian waterfall is now in darkness. If you're happy to have a little, not a full swim, it's about like shoulder height, so a bit of a very awkward, lumbering crouch down, rooting around on the bottom. You are able to find your hand axe within a minute or two.
Sita is going to just approach Asher and place a hand on her very burnt hard skin and say, hold on, I'm not very good at this, but... And she's going to use her healing hand ability to give you a hit point. As it kind of, the magic kind of like the healing kind of mends your skin. Yeah, I mean, I'm not as good as you are, but that just looked a bit nasty, so I thought I'd help.
No, it feels great. Feels really nice. It's good. The water's helping. You're helping. Thank you.
Gonna go look at the charred remains before it gets awkward.
Yeah, so like definitely have like a little rest, Asher, but obviously remember you do need to do a little ritual, you know. Otherwise that thing's gonna come back.
She's gonna sit straight up out of the water and be like, fuck! Yes! And just kinda run up there and swim around looking for the...
Yeah, so here's the thing. It was above water and Attica specifically exploded it. So it will take you a good 20 minutes to root around and find all these bone chunks in the pool. And, like, you know, Siri sat there resting and just notices some errant jawbone just crest the waterfall and fall down. It is a bit of a pain in the arse. But by about half an hour, you have managed to gather a significant pile of skull chunks.
Cool. I will take those down here to a little patch of dirt, scrape out a little, like, bowl shape, put it all in there, and sprinkle it with holy water.
Okay. There's a slight sizzle. Nothing else seems to happen.
Cover it over with dirt, pat it down.
Your knowledge of the ritual, you know that to call it a ritual is being very generous anyway. It's literally just sprinkle some holy water on a dead flame skull and it will not reanimate.
Oh.
Sire, the figure who is dead is very charred. The burns, even at immediate glance, seem to be focused very much on the eyes. Having seen the fire beam that it shot at Asher, you could easily extrapolate that this person died through a good old stare down with a flame skull. The burns are certainly worse on the hands and forearms and the face, and then sort of sleeves, suggesting that they'd sort of tried to stop it and upper body had taken the brunt. And yeah, they're wearing the same purple and black robes as the people who were not Ogmans in the other room.
Looks like we have some questions for the High Priest.
High Atla.
High Atla. Is there did Obsidian check if there was any like personal possession of Lucentia?
I don't think so. No, we didn't do a proper search back then. It was just grab the stone and go.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess they will find her. But actually, Sid is going to grab the body
right there,
just to, and maybe like gesture to Obsidian with the darkened robe one, Maybe we bring them in with the rest, so that they can be identified by and accounted for.
As you move the robed figure, you feel someone stiff inside their robe, inside the breast. Not like fat obsidian, not in a sex way.
Like inside the body or inside the...
Inside the robe.
Oh, I'll definitely check that out.
There is a plain, very unnaturally square for these medieval times, a very square, thin stone tablet.
Oh. Is there any carvings on the tablet?
No, it is entirely blank.
Mm-hmm. Why would you carry a blank tablet around? Guys, take a look at this.
As your eyes linger on it for more than a couple of seconds, the stone changes and turns into a rather singed piece of paper. And there are words written on the paper. Would you like me to read them to you?
For sure. Do you mean it's sort of like metamorphosized in my hand?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it an illusion all along?
It changed.
It changed?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It reads, "The way has been opened and the river of ascension begins to flow into Athkatla. Your reward will soon be at hand. Take your faithful and purge the Ogman records. None must know until all must know. The major players continue to busy themselves with each other. Whilst you raise the temple, I will settle affairs with the Night Eyes. Ardif." And I will reveal the singed note to you. I'll move it into letters and notes. You should now have it.
I'm not gonna say I told you so, but clearly they are no good. What do you think it means?
Who is this person? Is this the person that we had a description of that was missing?
Ardith?
No, the corpse.
No.
No, it's one of the purple robed ones.
One of the
invaders.
infiltrators.
Interloper?
Yeah. Yes. The question is...
This is Ardif, obviously.
Do we tell the High Atla what we've learned?
I don't think he'll be able to do anything. Or would do anything.
To my mind, it doesn't seem that the Ogmans themselves were a target in this. Feels like it's just the law that they seek to destroy. Raise the temple, though. So they plan to do more than that, more than the archives.
To my mind, the only way of knowing what those records actually contained would be to ask the High Atla. The records may be gone, but he'll know why maybe they were targeted.
We should be careful going back upstairs. Raise the temple. So just below it.
I mean, is this something you want to be involved in? These are your You're friendly with them.
Friendly? No. I'm pretty sure Ardith is the one behind Zento dating Contessa. Like, I'm not friendly with the Night Eyes or any of them. And Contessa, bless her, seems, like she's out for a fun adventuring day with, the wrong side of the tracks kind of crowd. I don't think she's aware of anything sinister going on. I think she's being used for her connections.
Do we take these notes to the Athkatla?
I think if he could do anything, he would have sorted this out instead of asking for help.
I think it'd be only to get more clarity on why those books were targeted. What is trying to be hidden or buried.
I think it's something to do with all that dragon stuff you guys looked into with your little mission the other day.
Your little mission. Your poxy little mission.
She doesn't mean it like that. She doesn't say it like that.
It definitely seems that some of the records that were burned we've come across before. The mention of Sendax, for example.
Mention it to Clem. We could go pay the Night Eyes a visit.
Well,
if they
first
have a
of all,
job, start working for him again under the guise of trying to, do more jobs, but see if we can figure out what's going on. Seems like a lot of entanglement, though.
It seems that if we get it wrong, the Night Eyes will very quickly and very easily, seemingly, just expurge us like they expurged the records.
Yeah.
we don't quite know. We don't quite know what settled affairs with the Night Eyes means. Perhaps the group has outlived its usefulness to Ardeth and whoever he serves. Or whatever he does.
Who could these mayor players be? The reference.
This must be about Atticus.
Excuse me?
So on brand.
Please, you give me too little credit.
Jim, can we get a short rest while we're sitting here talking?
I don't think so. You had one like 15 minutes ago in game.
Sorry.
Well,
This hurts a lot.
Yeah, maybe we should get out of here, guys. Like, shall we
probably
bring this body up to the surface? Is that worth doing? Also, isn't there a few other bodies? Or should we just let them know it's cleared out and they can come sort it themselves?
Yeah,
I
I'm sure
imagine-
they would want to take care of their own dead.
I think they can take care of it, but it would be useful to learn if they know anything of the group they belong to. Those are clearly, uniform-like.
What, the robes? Yeah.
Is there anything else
Perhaps.
in this person's pockets?
There is not. So you are heading back upstairs, is it?
Yeah. Cautiously though.
Dragging one of the corpses that have been identified as invaders.
If you're
I'm
gonna
dragging the other one.
go to drag a corpse, I'll just. Do you maybe just want to grab the rope?
Do you think they will be burying them here? We might as well.
All right.
The weight difference is not significant.
So what, you're taking the corpse back to the main room and then you're heading back up into the temple?
Yeah, definitely taking Lucinda's corpse to just sit it next to everyone else's. You know, she's not alone in the cave.
Okay. And yeah, as you head back up the stairs to the temple proper, you hear as you're going up just regular day-to-day sounds. You know, there isn't smoke and screams pouring down the staircase. And yeah, you re-emerge a minute later from that hidden staircase beneath the altar. And there are Varnell and the other tiefling lawkeeper sat on at the front pew, just sort of watching the staircase for you, and visible relief on their face when you emerge. Did you succeed?
Is that the same guy
Mm-mm.
before?
No. The gift from a tiefling, yeah.
The lore keeper?
They're all lore keepers.
No, I'm sorry, this guy.
You saw him at some point before. That's not the High Outlaw, but he's just one of the other staff.
He's just a random dude. Okay.
The High Outlaw is not Davian Martikov token.
Okay.
Again, I say, did you succeed?
Yeah. Yes. We cleared it out. Do you happen to know of any cults that wear black and purple a lot? Favor those killers?
I could, of course, check the records, but to the top of my head.
Top of your head.
Baal wears black and red. Shah, all black, I believe. Cyric's clerics wear purple with black sleeves, if that is...
Does that match these robes?
I mean, Obsidian will just...
Yeah,
drop the corpse down.
Sorry, Varnell. I know this is a little uncouth, but we found this person and a few of their parent order down there, obviously having fought with some of your order. There's also a whole lot of other stuff going on. We have resolved it, but there's definitely a lot of stuff happening.
Any survivors?
No, unfortunately. We did find the remains of Lucinda.
And he sort of takes a moment. Well, I am glad that remains have been found, and we can now have rites performed.
Did we also bring up Lucinda's corpse?
No.
Here's her headless corpse.
Okay.
Oh, are you talking to us, Gigi? Because you're muted. Oh.
Just saying that we left her downstairs with the rest of her colleagues. We'd like to talk to the High Atla, if that's possible.
Of course. If you'll come with me. The other the tiefling's like, I'll sort the staircase. And yeah, Varnell leads you out into the monastery. Do keep up. There's a room where a few scribes are clearly working away who all look at you with obvious polite interest. Vanel takes you into a larger room where the higher Atlar is sat, rubbing his temple as he's looking down at a book that he's writing. Atlar, they are returned with successful but sad news. And steps back. And see, you see higher Atlar, Ilum, lowers his quill and looks across towards her. Seems you had a bad way of it. But got the job done?
Appears so.
Atla, your library was targeted. Some records have been burned. Namely, the volumes on dragons from R to V. 69 tomes, indeed.
This is a tragedy.
Can I make an insight check just to see if there's some recognition, or if it's just like, oh, it could have been, that's too wide for all he, like...
Yeah, he looks, the colour drains from his face a little bit. I'll give it to you for free. He looks, quite stunned and pales for a moment. These would have been almost 70 tomes. Of pace is a bit agitated. Gracious. Why would anyone target in such a way? Malice?
I just look at
Siri is going
to see
to.
if she's gonna tell him.
I'm looking to Asher and kind of like trying to make a telepathic connection of like, do we tell them? Do we not tell them?
I'm just gonna look at you like, yeah, because Asher wouldn't tell this guy because he couldn't even clear out his own basement. So, what is he gonna do about like cults maneuvering huge organizations? And you know, she doesn't know if anyone here can be trusted.
Well, whoever it was that targeted your archives has left multiple undead in its wake. And also a creature that I am unsure of what the origin of it was. Asha, did you recognize that one? The one in the archives themselves? Would you be able to tell what this was?
A Nothic.
A Nothic?
Yeah.
So arcane is at play.
Wizard or something.
It will have been at one point in time.
Well, the archives themselves burnt with purple flames, so yes, the arcane would be.
Would the phrase, the way has been opened, the river of ascension begins to flow into Athkatla, ring any bells for you?
No, but it suggests a religious element to all of this. That isn't
What
really
would tie
the words
dragons and
that...
religion? So,
Say again?
what would tie dragons and religion together?
Many worship and venerate dragons? To kobolds, dragons are indeed gods. Dragons have known to work in the service of gods.
We've come across another dragon, ancient dragon by the name of Mithras. He
White
seems
Death.
to be, yes, more and more active in the region.
And when I transcribe, no, his book will not have been damaged. The books will be updated then to reflect his increased activity, but you consider him to be involved in this?
I can't tie the possibility together, but I also cannot discount it. It just seems strange that this dragon becomes more active, and now almost 70 tomes of your archive has been deliberately purged. I don't know if it's related.
There was also a note that mentioned purging someone.
Purging the records.
Do you think so? Didn't the note say purge him specifically?
No, it says Oakman Records.
Hmm?
It says the Oakman Records. Does it say?
It's not we're just talking about the same note. We had found a
there-
note last time as
the
well,
note
a small one.
earlier that was, you know what to do, purge.
Oh, yeah.
But it could be purge him from the books or the records or, you know.
Maybe.
Purging.
Can I insight Varnell? How's he taking all this?
Yeah, he kind of just faded and stepped back. I mean, none of this is new information from what you gave out there. His upset seemed genuine, and he's just sort of hovering around with the air of someone who expects to receive follow-up instructions at any minute now from a High Atlas sort of thing.
Okay.
Just like a step back and wait until called upon. It seems you have questions and thoughts. Shall I send for refreshments, or do you have business to tend to?
No, honestly, we should probably make our way back to the Adventurers Guild and tell them that you're all sorted out now.
I presume we now have access to the hall, as you promised.
Indeed. I would ask for your understanding in giving us a day or so to clear those we lost, attempt to salvage what we can, and then yes, as agreed, can we come and research an item a week?
We shall give you the time you need, but it is unclear whether they have actually fulfilled whatever goal they had. You might be targeted again.
We know somewhat better now, and I will speak to my counterpart, for lack of a better word, in the Cowled Wizards and see if they can bring themselves to lend any support. I shan't hold out hope. We don't much go in for financial wealth in our church.
Well, if nothing else, there has been a major breach. and their laws committed down there.
We did interrupt whatever was down there. I'm not sure if we interrupted him before he finished this job or not.
I will bring myself to the business. First we'll tend to the dead. Then I shall hand over these invaders' remains to the City Watch. And then I will reference our notes and see if there are any earlier drafts or other editions or manuscripts that can be used to try and recover these 69 tomes.
Will you be able to recover them? Like, do other copies exist?
Maybe for some books, maybe not for others. This will be weeks of work, I imagine. It may be fruitless.
Cool. She will stand up from slumping against this bookcase. Like, all right, we'll I'll get out of your hair then and let you tend to your bed. And go to make her way walking out.
Varnell, if you will show them out, I'll just finish this page and then we'll head down.
GM, when she gets out here, because she was kind of rushing out, she is gonna absolutely just try and grab some fire moss and just really quick use some once she gets out to the garden.
Are you following Atticus or lingering behind for reasons?
No, I follow.
Again, I give you our most sincere thanks. You will be welcome here to research, and I will be glad to assist you when you do.
Sorry for your loss.
As am I.
Just before she leaves, she's gonna turn to the doorkeeper and say, as far as I could tell, it seems like she put up a hell of a fight.
I'm sure that she did.
She nods and leaves.
So, where are we off to next?
What time is it? Because we've had a hell of a day.
Yeah, these are the same day you arrived, but I don't know, it isn't... I feel like we're getting to sort of late afternoon by now.
Early dinner?
Yeah, I'm headed back to the Adventurers Guild.
Same.
Yeah? Okay. As you're walking back, you have to cross, obviously, a bit of a river district, cross the bridge, go past the Copper Coronet, and then find yourself heading towards the Gate District. About a 20-minute walk. What, if anything, do we talk about as we go?
So what do you reckon? Are we gonna like investigate what's going on with Ardith and the Night Eyes?
I'll admit I'm curious, but it all seems like big picture stuff happening. Like, Night Eyes is a whole organization. That was a whole temple. There's high wizardry involved. It's all that intrigue and sneaking around. Just seems like something very dangerous to get embroiled in.
I love a good embroiling, frankly.
It also seems too dangerous to ignore.
Is it strange that they have multiple corpses within a temple, and their High Atla seems to be of a mind that no one will care much in terms of sorting it out outside the temple?
Chances are, might not. Temple workers. I mean, they don't get out much. At least in my experience.
Strange places, these cities of yours. Why bother?
Commerce.
She says in the city of coin.
Burnt beyond recognition. Just Yeah, I mean, if people are gonna keep chatting, she's not gonna be very talkative because she is in an amount of pain and just wanting to get back and sit down and heal up.
What's Siri thinking?
I mean, what's Peter not thinking about? Still pretty pissed at Atticus. But then also they nearly died. And then they killed this amazing thing together. This team. That was cool. She's confused. And she's also very shaken by the memories that the Nothic stirred up. So she's also quiet. Sorry, that's not the most interesting thing to be, but she's also rather quiet.
Well, you continue walking. Those thoughts in your mind, and you arrive to the Adventurers Guild.
I feel like we haven't learned much. We went to the temple trying to get information on the White Death, of his activities, if he was a threat or not. And for a room full of books, it's only like we only have a usable paragraph or so.
Well, we can't expect the gods to provide all the information that we need at all times.
You think this place was specifically designed to do so?
On some kind of meta level, yes. We can always ask them to try and provide some more information, scour the books further. I mean, I don't think Mithras is going to be that big of a deal. If he's way up north, I'm sure they've got some adventurers guilds up in Waterdeep that can deal with it.
Sure. I mean, there wasn't even a mission allocated to us to begin with. It's a favor that we did the guild, so...
Those guys that rushed out to challenge Mithras as soon as we described him have probably already sorted it.
Yeah, alright.
More concerned with whatever is clearly going on closer to here. Which I don't even really know what it is, to be honest. Bunch of weird dudes wearing purple, invading temples. I don't know.
Are we going to talk about the fact that you almost murdered a friend of father's in cold blood? Or maybe not cold blood. But...
I was gonna say, would you call that cold blood? Well, I mean, like,
no, I call that heated and rash.
he swung first, so like he deserved it.
But now that you know, you still wish him harm?
I mean, I do feel like I now have a grudge a little bit, but you know, I'm here, aren't I, and not over there, so...
Okay, but like, stop the bullshit. You called that thing a tiefling. You do know that there wasn't a tiefling, right?
Look, people come in all shapes and sizes.
Atticus.
Sirei.
I
You're
just need
6'4"
you to know if you've been
and
dropped
built
in
like
the
a
head.
twig, and yet you're stronger than me. What's that all about?
That is...
If I tell
You
people,
have...
"Oh, you're a normal human woman," is that lying too?
Okay, so you're telling me you think that thing that was trapped, the thing that was trapped in the cage, you think that was a tiefling and not a demon?
I am open to the possibility that maybe I overreacted and maybe it was not a tiefling. Look, I'm just trying to be inclusive, okay?
Okay.
He said he was a tiefling. Who am I to judge? But I admit, did look a bit weird.
Are you going to... She looks around the group and realizes that it's not just the siblings talking, and maybe he doesn't want to talk about this in a group.
Asher's doing her best stare forward, kind of like obvious, like, no.
Obsidian doesn't feign.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Obsidian doesn't
if you
feign
look
anything.
Up, she'll...
Yeah, Obsidian is clearly interested in the conversation.
Wait, we're all like, you know, barely on our feet. I think we should, you know, get some rest.
Wait. I want to be supportive. Clearly there's things going on, and I just want you to know you can tell me. You can count on me. I'm on your side. I am on your side.
Not just here to protect me and keep me out of trouble, then.
No. I mean, that's just a bit more boring beats. I'm here to, you know, defeat some creepy flaming floating skulls and giant praying mantis and watch you do with that and steal all the kills.
Look, just because I'm always the one getting the killing blow doesn't mean that I'm stealing those kills, okay? Like, that's just skill. One day,
We'll see.
maybe you too can learn that. Maybe you should watch what I do and learn a thing or two.
I will do that. It is rather impressive, that thing you're doing now with the mind flick. I like it.
Have you noticed that Asher and I were like casting basically the same spell? Isn't that cool?
Is Asher a bit like further away now, or?
I really am just like walking like kind of off to the side, and it is very much every time you try and like catch her eye, it's just like. Oh,
Well, then I'm going to try to whisper. It's like, I have noticed that. I have also noticed how you run to her aid like a love-stricken puppy.
Excuse me? I am sworn to, protect those in need. And she was in need. It's frankly disgraceful that having been raised by a paladin, that you didn't go and help her.
Well, there was someone already
If someone is in need and also they're quite attractive, and that's just extra motivation to help them out, and I can't be blamed for that.
Okay. But just, a completely unnecessary piece of advice from an elder sibling that also happens to be a woman. We can smell it when you lie. Don't lie to her. You'll push her away.
That probably would be good advice, but Saray, I don't think that you could tell when a dog is lying to you.
Probably. They're all very cute. It's the wagging-tailed.
I'm waiting for Obsidian to be like, no, you've got this, bro. Put her down a bit. It makes them keen.
No, I was more keen to lean towards Asher. Do you think they remember you're here?
No, I was trying to. That was very much underneath. Asher can do a perception check, but I was very much like trying to be in confidence.
Oh,
that was in confidence. You weren't there.
Where does Obsidian stand in that then?
Obsidian's like a
they're
big
having this conversation, and he's just there next to them, like.
We see him as part of the furniture, like we don't even register it.
Yeah, I think I had waiting for like Asher to be a bit further away, since she was like obviously trying to go like this is not.
Okay, gotcha.
But so Obsidian is party to this.
Sure. All right.
So as we arrive at the Adventurers Guild, should we take our 10 minutes before you head in?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we will be back in 10 minutes. You arrive at the Adventurers Guild.
Asher, bright red, if anyone looks very carefully, is going to just kind of hurry up the stairs inside.
For once, Hubris isn't staring at the door. She's stood turned, hands on the banister, just looking down into the guild itself, obviously a bit distracted.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna sidle up against Hubris and be like, hey, what's up?
And she it is you. They have announced the League of Legends. Clem is doing his usual boasting affair. I'm listening to see if there's anything of interest.
The what now?
It is an annual tournament. Different adventuring groups fight and compete against each other. For magical prizes and an obscene amount of gold. Clem seems to be putting together a party to enter.
Obscene. Like, how obscene?
I believe last year's purse was 8,000 gold.
Is obscene.
That is for first place, of course. There are smaller payouts for other places, up to, I believe, third. But Clem will no doubt want to enter. He will doubtlessly ask me.
Oh yeah, you've done it before.
Yes.
Well, what do you do? It's like head to head, like you fight against each other.
Some are challenges, some are outright brawls, some are a mixture of the two. There's normally a cleric of Lathander or two on hand to try to make sure nobody dies, but accidents have happened.
Any of these challenges alchemy related, or?
I mean, anything can be alchemical if you throw a flask of fire in someone's face. You think you'll enter?
Idea.
You shouldn't.
Sounds amazing.
Why not?
You all seem nice enough people. A couple of you far too talkative for my liking, but it would not bring me pleasure to harm you as badly as I would.
Wounds heal. Experience is forever.
Fair warning was given. Yeah. Turns back to listening to Clem.
Yeah, I'll just kind of walk down here and grab one of these seats and listen.
You were right there. You were right there. You just had to vault over the railing and hover in the air like Dr. Manhattan. I'm going to give Siri inspiration. Mm-hmm. Oh, she already has it. That is the first time this campaign you haven't thrown yourself down those stairs.
Progress!
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah. Progress. She can learn. She's evolving.
Yeah, but Clem just has a small core. Yeah, a few more people than usual sat around. Like, I haven't yet decided exactly who my three shall be, but sort of points up towards Hubris. One's all but set. Bagheera and Clem are never much this. I might ask around, call in a few old chums. It's a good purse this year. Very fine purse. The weight of it, let's just say, there's only one sack more suited for my palm.
Hey, Clem, how's it going?
Talk of a devil. How are you doing? Damn, almost.
We're doing very well. We've just been assisting in the Temple of Ogma.
Ah, yes. And just and his armchair, which is currently Riked on, just by itself, over towards you a bit, enchantedly like, tell all, did you find the information which you sought?
Information was one thing, but the creatures we fought, now that was the interesting part.
You went punching lawkeepers, Atticus.
Ha! Of course not, old friend. There were a host of shadows, a flame skull, and a twisted Nothic. It was quite the adventure. Atticus is...
Then what happened afterwards for you all to be in such a bad way?
Flame skulls, as I'm sure you know, are quite adept at conjuring flames. But I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Obsidian, who looks to be the smoothest scaled amongst you.
As may be. But I struck the killing blow on the flame skull.
And did you, pray tell, what happened with the flame skull then?
We treated it as necessary thanks to our wonderful Ashavasha.
He can be taught. Well done, Asher. But the knowledge, anything of use to you?
Atticus turns to the group and is like,
Yeah, maybe after you're done with all this, we could meet up and give you the rundown.
I take my leave. He stands up and sort of announces to the wider rooms that I will declare my decision on who my companions will be forthwith. But for now, I must retire with these stalwart delvers of libraries. Come, come!
I can't move again. I give a little nod. Just, hi. That's her.
Obsidian, that's a very high sigh you are doing. Do you have any objections? Any thoughts? Is that just your breathing?
Clem?
Yeah.
I don't know, he talks a lot. And he seems to have taken interest in us.
Mostly on Atticus. Are we expecting anyone else, or should I close the door?
No, get the door. So, my companions. Spill the legumes.
Alright. I don't know who else to tell, but I'm going to tell you. And so that way, if you know the proper people to tell to handle it, you can do that. I don't know if we did a few jobs for the Night Eyes, if you remember.
I recall you mentioning them, yes.
Yeah, there's this guy, Ardeth, who was the one handing out the jobs, or at least seemed kind of up there.
Their Clem.
Yeah, their Clem.
Was he as debonair?
No.
Continue.
He's some drow fella, and he seems to be maneuvering some young socialite into a position. We don't know what ends that is going on, but he is somehow tied to some cult that dresses in black and purple robes that entered the temple underneath the Temple of Agma and killed a bunch of their temple people. I'm going to look around at the group. Temple
Law keepers.
Yep. Lore keepers, and did a whole bunch of high wizarding kind of necromantic energy, summoned a Nothic or brought a Nothic or whatever, and burned like close to 70 books, a few of which, City, you were interested in. One of them had to do something with the dragon. But anyways, and then he left some super big note about the way being opened and the river ascension flowing into Athkatla and big pieces and mucky mucks moving around, and he's gonna sort things out with the Night Eyes. And that major players are moving all like pieces on a chessboard. So that's what's happening. So if you know of anyone important to tell to sort that out, you should.
My dear, I fear you said so much that I don't care about. That was a sounded bureaucratical and political in nature for the most part. My blood quickened when you mentioned Norfolk, of course.
Yeah.
But a lot of that sounds like other people's concerns, far beyond the remit of the Adventurers Guild.
Well, be it as it were, someone really wanted to get rid of the records regarding dragons. And dragons are within the guild's purview, I imagine.
Indeed.
The 70 tomes that were mentioned, they were all of the dragon archives.
Ah! Wounding, although admittedly, many of those books are now irrelevant. It's an old library. Many of them regard great beasts of the past. Very few tomes relating to dragons alive in the here and now. These beasts live for thousands of years, more often than not. Their lives and their legends unfold over a period of time far greater than some little scribe in an Athkatlan cloister. But still, what found you with Mithras?
Not much. It's family relations. The fact that it has been spotted in the last 2 years. He's abandoned his former lair and roosting somewhere inland, but unknown why. Most of it is historical records. I'm sure you are familiar with his legend and lore.
I mean, I've heard of him, but all of these dragons, they take so many consorts, they move around, they're involved in some war or another, they plane hop a little bit, and then they come back and die. I'd have to refresh myself on the finer details. But it's a white dragon. It should be less of a challenge than others of its ilk.
It seems to be quite interested in magic. I'm not sure if this is common for all dragons.
Not for white dragons. Little more than beasts.
He seems to be involved, in many killings of powerful arcane users, sorcerers, even Netherese mage.
Dealings of Neveril.
Is that unusual?
Well, Neveril is rare, powerful, potent magic.
Well, it says here he killed a mage over a spellbook of Netherese magic. It doesn't say what became of the book, whether he managed to steal it or it was lost.
I feel as though Mithras is becoming worthy of getting on my radar. A book of Neverese magic. I thank you for bringing this information to me. I shall involve myself in the investigations a bit further and let you know if I discover anything of note.
I would very much thank and expect you to do that. This is
After
also
the
of personal
leave,
interest.
Of course, you understand.
I would expect nothing less.
But yes, interesting times. A dragon to hunt.
A magic item collecting dragon to hunt.
You forgive me, you see yourselves being involved in some manner in the hunt proper? In the clash?
She looks at Atticus.
If you think we would be useful, then that's certainly something we could consider.
My friends, as bait perhaps, but I have not the heart to inflict that upon you. Have any of you encountered a worm before?
No, but the way that you said it was not as bad as other ones was very misleading.
Perhaps one day. I would lie if I said I wouldn't want to battle an evil dragon and stop its wave of terror. Sounds
the
like
tactics
something I might.
involved in fighting a creature like this. This is not some surround it and hack away. These are some of the most potent, fearsome creatures in our world. They require years of study, training, to go straight up against an ancient dragon such as Mithras. I'd be sending you, or bringing you rather, to your deaths.
Maybe we'll catch you on the next one.
But it is an experience that should be had. Should something come my way, come the guild's way, on any smaller dragons causing such problem, would you care to cut your teeth?
We are always interested in good guild work and good experience.
If for some young upstart drake trying to make a name for itself, or a wyvern causing problems, should I reserve the call and send it to you? It will be perilous, but it would be good training if you hope to join me with Mithras.
Absolutely.
What would the pay be on a job like that?
The pay would be, you've killed a dragon, you have the esteem. If you're sensible enough to prepare yourselves, whatever you can harvest from the beast, and what dragon does not have a hoard?
The more you talk about it, the more I'm in.
Sounds rather exciting.
Now see here, you will understand this may take time, but we do not bring ourselves against metallic dragons. Noble, beautiful, sensual individuals that they are. Only the chromatic beasts.
Of course.
Well, you should prepare to travel. I would suggest preparing away bags, so that if Megira calls upon you, you do not need to go and prepare.
We've yet to put down solid roots, so I think that we travel light and can go at a moment's notice. For now.
What we could always do with some equipment. Extra equipment.
I've got an order of armor coming in a couple of days. It'll be resplendent.
Maybe I should look into that.
Well, for now, if you have nothing else to share with me, I shall return to picking my team for the upcoming festivities. Always an excellent time of year. A great boon to the coffers.
Is that something that we should attend and observe? Or risk our hands at?
Well, I promise not to kill you, my boy. But if you fancy yourself as coming in maybe a third place purse and splitting 2,000 amongst you, then why not?
I mean, that's better than zero, eh?
It'll be a good experience.
You're already a 4. Well, maybe not a foursome, eh? But teams of 4?
Asha, how do you feel about that? You're not one for violent pursuits.
No. But I am interested in the money.
And she is good at it.
And
I think we should sign up.
This is, they have healers, they said, and this isn't we're going out and fighting. It's all in the name of competition. Good fun. With money.
If it's any consolation, nobody's died this year.
That is a
Sounds
consolation.
great.
Of course, it is an annual contest.
Right.
But you should start to see him the next day or two. New faces arriving, gladiatorial bands and mercenaries like to turn up and try. But yes, the Ring of Valor, 3 days' time, be there early, submit your team name at the door, and they'll draw up the roster.
Right.
Sounds like a plan.
I look forward to our blades crossing. And then the tourney.
Very good, Club. Very good.
Anyway, he stands up. I have serious work to attend to. His little flourish of his hat, and so you haven't seen before, traces a quick sigil in the air and disappears.
Oh. I'll look at the group and be like, I am going to take a nap.
Atticus, how much did that armor cost you?
200 gold pieces.
And is it's an improvement on what you have, this chainmail you have?
It is. It's no full plate, but that's gonna take some scrimping and saving and earning, I'm afraid.
I might get myself my own breastplate. Do you think that'd be a good idea?
I mean, I was gonna wait to see how you reacted once you saw mine, but I knew you'd want to copy me. Who could resist?
And just want to stay alive.
Well, that alongside a shield, you'll be nigh impenetrable.
What's wrong with this guy? And she points at her like, just barely average shield, made of wood and metal.
The shield is great. It's certainly a choice.
Okay, I need the rest.
So, are you basically downtiming the rest of the day? And long resting through till tomorrow? It is kind of mid-late afternoon.
Yeah, I think so.
I was planning on just getting down for a nap. But I was out of here. I was actually just going to take a peek. Paperwork over here.
We'll say it's just letters to the guild. Some have crossed off, some are, you see a letter from Farmer Saldine about, petitioning for aid because there's something killing his crop. It's obviously just where incoming jobs have been coming.
All right. I will make a beeline for the bed, but I'm not planning on sleeping the rest of the day through. I just wanted to get my head down for a minute. Mostly because
Should we
I'm still
sign
covered
ourselves
in
up?
burns.
What do you say, Gija?
Should we sign ourselves up to the contest? So we're gonna need a name. A group name. A party name.
Atticus' gang.
The
What's
A
gang?
team.
The
What is
Knights
the
of
A team?
Am. Or the Amnian Nights, if you will.
No fat tieflings. The Amnian Nights. Jesus.
I like that one so much. Oh shit. I like the Amnian Nights.
Has that ring to it? Do you spell that with a K or with an N?
The K. I mean, not a knight, but for a competition it works. Yeah, I'm wandering around here, but I would like to very much head down to the bedrooms. Yeah.
So, is everybody else getting my head down for a bit?
No.
No? What's your plan, Obsidian? I sit in front of a fire.
I think it's time to take some emerald earrings to the rightful owner.
Yep.
And I think Obsidian would ask Sire if she's interested in that little escapade, or if she needs to take a break after all the fire that they've been through.
No, it's okay. I'll explain. No, she's. You know what? The fresh air always does me good.
And yeah. Well, and what's Atticus doing? Is he getting down?
Yeah, probably needs some rest. He's in not a great way. And then probably visit the shop.
Which shop?
The jewelry shop.
Ah.
The shop.
Well, first, we will have... Yeah, Asher. Sorry, Sire
sure.
and Obsidian. What's up?
Yeah, I would have a question, because that's not all on on Obsidian's agenda today.
Okay.
And the time you said it's afternoon.
Yes.
Will it be like during the working hours, whatever that means here, when we are back, presumably?
Oh, I see. Yeah, if there's a shop you want to go to, we'll save our time to grab it on the way back. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, because I'd probably like to visit the smith that I have visited before, and yeah, and probably also pay just a quick visit to see how he's faring to Milton.
Okay. So in my case, we'll summarize a couple of these. Farmer
no
Saldine, looking somewhat worse for wear. Do you just present the earrings, or is there some preamble to it?
I mean, first of all, how would he react to us returning to his little?
He's certainly interested at seeing you turn up. He recognizes you.
Obsidian would greet him rather amicably, as far as he wouldn't just go with the earrings outstretched towards the man. He'd first go like, so
What's behind your ear?
How have you been faring since we've last seen each other?
It's been a quiet couple of days. The goats have been spooked. There's been holes to fill in, but other than that, I swear the plants look a bit happier. I don't know if a beast was gnawing or clawing at the roots, but yes, life slowly takes root again.
Nothing clawing itself out from the holes, then.
No.
Good. A respite. You have mentioned that You have mentioned that you might have trouble with the losses.
Yes, but it remains to see if they're too spooked to have kids. We'll see.
Still a concern, huh?
Indeed.
One problem down, other rise. Well,
yes.
If I do believe that even though we have helped, you have been slightly wronged in the exchange. And I have come to amend that.
I see.
And then he'll sort of reach out to the backpack and present the earrings as...
I understand these mean a lot to you.
Indeed. Your companion seemed quite insistent.
So, you have memories tied to these, I imagine.
Yes, my wife.
I do not know what customs are around here, but would you be willing to tell me of those memories just a little bit?
And I will hand him the, like, it's not that I'm holding them as a hostage, it's just they have already been passed on, given back at this point.
Yes, are you both wanting to come in and take tea?
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, he will. A little confused at first, but yeah, he will invite you in and make tea and spend an hour or so, unless you interrupt him before then, just tell him a tale of how he met Petunia when they were young and grew and had a couple of kids who now have moved off to Waterdeep. They run a grocer's store, and how she took ill and died about 5 years ago. And he has kept he's had to sell a lot of things to keep the place going. He's run it by himself. He's not got kids or farm hands on site. So he's had to sell a few things, but the emerald earrings were the first and only real huge purchase he made in his life. The result of quite a few years dedicated. That was the favour that he asked Petunia's hand in marriage with. And it is a great comfort for him to get them back.
Cool.
You bitch.
Well, the fortune has been smiling upon us since we have been here and provided whatever aid we could. And thus, just so that you can still keep them.
And he will also lay down on the table, let's say, 10 gold pieces.
I could not possibly. This is beyond even what was originally discussed.
That presents far less value to me than what you have shared with us.
You'll take a goat then, yes? Fair is fair.
If you insist upon it.
I do, yes, I do.
Sire, how much are goats?
A couple of copper or silver or so.
Oh, all right.
And he goes outside and gives that. And from the field, a particularly wild-eyed, black, shaggy goat comes trotting over to the fence and then just like butts it a couple of times before jumping over. He's like, this is Sangzor. He's been a bit of a guard dog, for lack of a better word, but hopefully he'll smooth things over a bit. And he hands out a rope to you with appreciative tears brimming in his eyes. And this goat looks at you absolutely fucking livid.
Sorry, that was back. Please do it. Please just do it.
No.
Just take a chunk.
No.
And yeah, you have gained Sangzor the goat.
Amazing.
The guard, no less.
The best quest reward we've had so far.
See, this is an excellent trade.
Through the conversation about the earrings, Celia would have been playing with her pearl earring, single one she has hanging on her ear, little side.
Okay. Any other business at the farm?
I like to inspect Sangor. How old is this goat? I've got animal handling.
Not much greying in the... So I know the art I popped up was white, but it is actually jet black.
Okay.
It doesn't have any sort of grey mask or like flank hairs coming in, but the hair is sort of like bushing out, almost frizzing in a few places. Even its size as well, you'd say that this is probably a male of about 3-4 years old.
Can't even milk it. Okay.
I mean...
Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Well, no good deed goes unpunished, as they say.
What do you mean?
Nothing. This is a great gift. Whatever shall we do with it? Do you think they'll even allow it in the Adventurers Guild?
Seems a fine, friendly creature.
Yes.
Should probably find food for it, though.
She just looks at the grass. I think it's going to be okay. Oh, you want to take us? We're gonna take it with us. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. I wonder what Hubris will say.
Probably not much.
Probably.
Surely the guild has a place. You can keep livestock.
Possibly the kitchen. But let's...
There are halflings in the guild. Surely they have stable space.
Okay. Yes.
Hmm.
In any case, I think you did the right thing. That was very kind of you.
I wanted a goat, mostly.
You're not fooling me. You didn't know about the goat. The goat was just what you wanted was the memories. What's that about?
Is this your walking back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I imagine. What do you mean? It's very straightforward. The man shared some of his life's most important moments with us.
Well, not everyone is interested in the lives of common folk. Or...
Well, yes, many are interested in coin, as I find.
Yes, that tends to be the case. Or, lofty ideas or famous people, famous adventurers like Clem. I'm interested in the fact that you're interested.
It might seem so, but it's probably because it's also the other way around. I do look and try to see you and your brother. Try to understand.
Well, you can start to explain to me his thoughts and decision-making process as soon as you start to... Never mind. Okay. Sorry. It's been a lot.
It's going to attack me.
18 hit Obsidian. Yes. As you're walking along, it just suddenly turns and no damage done, but just tries to drive you into the path before it just backs up a little bit, pauses, and tries to go again.
I will lean towards it and try to pacify it with a headbutt.
I mean, unless you somehow roll below a 10, this is hitting. But let's see an unarmed strike just for the lols.
Okay. Okay, I see. Normal.
AC 10.
Yes.
Yeah. A skull hits skull. It sort of shakes its head and steps back a little minute before just falling back into line on its rope.
Know your place.
And yeah, you lead this goat back into the city. So where was it you said you wanted to go? You wanted to go and look at getting...
I guess now we're going everywhere with the goat.
Yeah, you wanted to go visit Cromwell?
Let's go visit some temples while we're at it. Yeah, Cromwell and Milton.
Yep. So Cromwell is fine. Are you looking to get another rune or just checking in?
I'm probably not getting the rune right now. I would want to ask him for the cold iron, if he has it, if he knows of it, if he can get it, and if he'd be willing to make another rune for me, because that wasn't something he was used to doing. And it seemed like he accepted it at first as a sort of experiment. He wanted to check how it would work. So if he's willing to help continue the work.
He would be closing up for the day, but would tell you that he would be happy to do it tomorrow for you.
All right. And I wanted to briefly ask him if he would, knowing that he is a master artisan, if he would know of things you can do, and if he would be willing to share anything about the dragon scale, or dragon bone, I don't know, dragon tooth. If in the future we were to find ourselves in a position to get such materials.
Yeah, he would light up at the offer, or at the suggestion,
sure, yeah,
and explain that he could absolutely make armor out of dragon scale or dragon bone. Goes on to explain that dragon bone would be used in heavier armor akin to plate. Scale can be adopted to a few different armor types. Both are, anything made from dragon is expensive. It uses other components, but the dragon scale or bone is by far the most expensive component. Acquiring that is most of the legwork.
Sure thing. And yeah, Obsidian would probably just briefly mention, if that was a point of interest, of sort of how do you intend to, that the Adventurers Guild sort of Creme Fandango himself mentioned that maybe he would send us a dragon's way.
Yeah,
probably not a huge beast, but either
interested
way.
In that, but begs you take caution.
And to that end, would he know or be able to tell us where to look for techniques regarding harvesting those materials?
He would politely, with the air of someone who's told you 2 or 3 times that they're shutting up shop for the day, say that he'll give it some thought and see if he can remember anything tomorrow when you come back for Varun. He's like ushering you out the door and locking up. He's like locked up and is like on the steps outside his store now, trying to head off.
Listen,
Yeah,
we can
and by this
do
point
the
you find
little.
that by this point you find that Milton's is closed. You've left it too long.
Sure. All right. Well.
But okay, Atticus, you wanted to go to Lapand Lazuli's way.
Naturally.
Yeah, you arrive at the store. It is, as you approach the door, you see that Lapin has been heading over to it and is actually reaching out towards the open sign to turn it around, but sees you and just gives a bit of a and opens the door instead. So, I believe you'd better come in.
I come in and shut the door behind me and quickly flip the sign over. Apologies for the intrusion. Bad news.
I believe of all the apologies you need to make, it is not me you should be apologizing to.
Turns out that gentleman did my father a great service and was his best pal and saved his life and all this stuff. Anyway, didn't go great. So not feeling great about that, obviously. A bigger failure than any I've experienced before, but I suppose let me know if there's anything else I can do. I'm sure that you can give me something else that I would definitely be able to complete.
I'm not entirely certain that is how it works. So just to be entirely clear, this is you declaring to the one we serve that you are unwilling or unable to complete this initial task he has set of you.
Not unwilling necessarily, but probably unable. He now is alerted to our presence, and by the sound of it is going to be getting additional guards, and even were he alone, if I did not have any allies at my side, I would be no match for him. He's a very experienced warrior. I don't know, maybe I need to hone my skills more first. I don't know.
I can't wonder if our master must be doubting if you were the right choice. These gifts are meant to embolden and strengthen, not diminish.
What if I'm not been made strong enough?
Yes. It takes strength to carry strength. We cannot carry even one pail of his might. Why add more to the stick?
I guess we're done here.
Seems so. You would know where to find me if you change your mind about this task. Although if you tarry long enough, Kurigelzu may empower another to fulfill this charge.
Atticus will just scowl at him, and then unlock the door and leave.
Yeah, he closes the door, locks the door behind you. And yeah, you feel a deep disappointment. Again, that is not your own. I'm sure you have your own.
Indeed.
So, gradually reconvening. Do you wish to have downtime for the remainder of the day, or are there plans?
Potentially signing up for that thing, but I don't have any other plans at the moment.
Take us back to the guild.
Upon waking, I am very interested in getting in touch with Contessa, just touching base, seeing how she's doing. However, I don't know if we have time for that today.
Do you know where or how to seek her out directly?
I would have assumed I know how to get in touch with her.
You've always agreed to meet at places. And at times...
If I didn't know how to reach her directly, I would go to the Night Eyes place to try and find her.
Okay. Do you wait for the others to come, or are you just heading over there?
Yeah, I'll wait for the others.
Yeah. Will the others come back from their various business a few hours later?
Yeah, I'll be ready to go and looking like I'm about to head out and just be like, hey guys, I was just gonna go looking to see if I can get hold of Contessa. Thought I'd pop by the Night Eyes. See if I can
I was thinking, just before you head out, please reassure me. When we went into the library and we heard this voice, we don't know what kind of capabilities that man or the creature had. We don't know if they saw us, if they would recognize us, if they would tell Ardeth that it was us. I'm not saying don't go. I'm just saying...
You know, honestly, I assumed that Ardeth already knows what we're up to. Someone that's moving things like citywide, like it's a chessboard, is probably aware of us and what we're doing, especially because we're not really moving around in secret, and Adventurers Guild really isn't a spy organization. So I assumed he just doesn't care or see us as a threat.
Well, he hasn't until now. We haven't intervened in his affairs. But if he does know we are the ones that went investigating under the temple, we might have rubbed him the wrong way. I'm just worried about going inside his den.
I think if he wants to find out who did that, all he has to do is ask anyone at the temple. They'll say they hired the Adventurers Guild. Point right back to us. I mean, I can only be so careful against someone who's, controlling Nothics. Hopefully he just continues to think of me as a fly in his soup and not an actual threat.
Well, we cannot let you go alone, so...
So you're heading to a blink dog?
Yeah.
Okay. You travel across well, not that far actually. You head out of the guards district and make your way to. Well, first of all, over this period of time, we would apply a short rest.
Oh, thank God. I was about to ask.
That's a generously timed short rest. Given we're in effectively a bit
Doesn't
of a
mean
downtime.
anything to me. I
just
don't
want the
care.
burns cleared from my body.
And to not be prone and unconscious as it seems that you
I
have
was doing
been.
that 'cause I was sleeping.
Yeah. You don't even burn any hit. Do you even have any hit dice?
I did.
Did you? Did you heal at all?
I healed 2 hit dice worth.
Oh
I
God.
was in rough shape.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The short rest means nothing to me, but there are important things like dropping off the goat.
Where are you leaving the goat? There is a small stables of sorts outside the back of the Adventurers Guild.
Sure thing. I would very much like to deposit my goat there. Can I deposit the goat in there?
You can deposit a goat.
Yeah, if Obsidian rolls up with a goat, I'm gonna ask him if he stopped to buy lunch. Not understanding why else he would have a goat.
I have acquired a friend.
Has it always been a goat? Or is that like a friend that is currently a goat?
We'll see.
Kurt.
It is unclear yet.
Alright. It's wild to me that you don't actually know. I was expecting a clear yes or no on that one, Obsidian. Alright. Well, hello, Mr. Goat. Jesus.
The rope that's got him tied to the thing stops him short, but this goat looks murderous towards you, Asher.
I will sidestep around it, giving it a wide berth.
Keep trying and you'll get the horns instead of the carrot.
So yeah, you make your way to the Blink Dog.
Making our way downtown.
Mm.
Obviously pretty close.
Yeah.
Now that I have this map.
Yeah, you pass through the little tavern out front, just waves you through as ever, the old man in there, and you find your way to tracing the stone on the wall. That is a very good go. Yeah. And it opens up to the tavern.
Why is it paused?
Oh. Come and have a
Oh,
look
what?
at
Why
why
are
it's
you...
paused.
It is dark inside.
I
It is
thought that
not.
this was a lighting error. It's
Oh
not.
fuck! Oh
So
fuck!
this is what...
Told you.
By
Fucking
sorting
told
out
you.
the red eyes. I'm gonna start walking through.
In fact, I should more. It should be dark in here. There we go. Yeah. I would Asher have lit a coin on finding it was dark?
If it came down and was pitch black, I would have lit a coin.
Yeah, then it would
My
look,
coin on a string.
it would look a bit more. The torches, unfortunately, are lit on the map, but are off. Let me just sort your lighting to be a bit more like usual.
I have a question. Sorry, I was too enthralled looking at pictures of goats. Did we say there was a guard upstairs?
No, you pass through a little tavern to get through. It's sort of like the secret entrance. Yeah, with just sort of like a very old, sort of out of the loop, just like front man bar keeping there.
I'm scanning all the bodies, seeing if there's any survivors or if any of them are Contessa.
So, everyone you can see, adult, child, all sorts, appear to just have multiple stab wounds.
Okay.
Just leave him.
Quick, after her.
Oh, him too, huh?
Yeah,
They're
you
all
see
dead.
The courier slumped, and then stepping in, you see AJ, the leader, face down on his desk with blood pooled on it.
Is the safe open?
It is not.
I would love to have my own light, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Obsidian will get his
Sorry,
own.
she's definitely not thinking about lighting your
No
way.
problem.
She's scanning for Contessa.
Not a problem. Just Obsidian
But
would
if
be
you call out for help, I'll come back for you.
fine. Obsidian will light his own.
I'm actually finding that sound rather aggravating. So let me just very quickly swap that out. There we go. So yeah, AJ is dead on his desk.
That's honestly surprising. I'm gonna try the safe out of habit. Carefully check his pockets.
Yeah. As you're searching over him, you'll see there is, it looks like he was writing in a book at the moment of his death. On his person, patting him down, there is absolutely nothing except tucked into his boot, a tremendously fine looking dagger.
Not going to take it. What book was he writing in?
It looks like he was writing some sort of journal. You can see there are a few entries visible on the page. Don't need to pause, I'm trying to read one thing. Let's have a look. Oh no, where is the thing? Did I write something and then reboot my machine and lose it? Oh no. Let's have a look. Let me just check. Ah, no. Phew, I do have it. Yeah, there are a few journal entries visible on the page, unless you'd like to take the full... unless you want to take the... Just a firework. Unless you want to take the full journal. You see... In fact, I will reveal this note.
I'm gonna quickly scan, and that I will take. I will take the journal.
Okay. I will reveal it to you then. Given that I'm trying to not do items and this, but I'll just trust that players will not be meta if you haven't had a chance to read it yet.
I want to read it.
Okay, it's in your
in
your journals tab now then.
Time is of the essence. She's still trying to find.
Everyone make a perception check.
I was gonna. Can I light a torch up? Just like I'm by myself.
God, Asher is just leaving you all in the dark. You can take a torch off.
Thank you. 20.
Okay.
I've just done a quick check here, but I'm actually taking my sweet time in this room. with like AJ, and I want to see if the safe is openable. I just a proper examination.
Yeah, make me an investigation check then.
Yeah. Investigation. 14.
Okay. You see that AJ seems to have at least 4 or 5 different stab wounds on him. But you also notice that there's like piercing damage and splinters on some of the wooden table, and a small amount of like brick dust on the floor behind him, where you think maybe just a flurry of daggers was flung at him or magically propelled, and some of them took. The safe seems solid. It appears very, very locked.
Is it the kind of safe that would lock with a key?
It looks like it is, yes.
I'll look around the desk and his person again, specifically trying to find any key or anywhere that might hint at where the key might be.
Yeah, having been searched and looked over a couple of times, confident there's no key on this person. He seems to have literally nothing on him except that dagger.
I take it.
You take it. Okay. It is a black and gold hilted dagger that would look almost very like modern design by our standards. So it seems very, very minimalist for the era.
I'd like to open the... Don't I have thieves' tools? I feel like I had thieves proficiency. But it's not in my character sheet, but I'm pretty sure I have it.
Well, you might have proficiency, but not own tools.
It doesn't say on my character sheet.
I'm trying to track each of you running around doing your thing. As you go into what is immediately apparent to be a toilet to Obsidian, you see the middle, all 3 stalls are closed. The middle stall has a large number of holes in the door, like shrapnel or something was fired through, piercing through it. As you step a bit closer and peer through, you see the bloodied, slumped back form of Zento on the toilet. Not Elvis style, like clearly crouched back.
The middle one seems to be locked. Is that?
Yeah, that's one where the door is locked, but through the holes in it, you can see Zento dead inside. Effectively, it is.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I'll leave and okay. There's Asha.
I might give an investigate to the courier as well.
We'll get to Asha quickly.
Zento's over there.
Alive?
No, Contessa, no. Very dead.
I haven't seen Contessa anywhere. I'm hoping maybe she just wasn't important enough to bother with.
Or she was more important. Maybe she was the only one important.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom. And I'm gonna try and crawl under the stool. Search
it's
pockets. Is it floor to ceiling?
You can, sure, it was. It's Europe. But the damage to the door, you can just shove it open easily.
Oh.
And yeah, Zento, same covered in stabs. He has 2 daggers on him what looks to be a potion of healing, and a pocket full of unopened envelopes, but are scrawled with love hearts and perfumed, but none of them have been opened.
I'm gonna take that and the potion of healing.
Yeah.
Take that bundle. I'm gonna pocket the potion of healing, and I am going to start opening the letters, seeing if I can find anything that clues me into where she lives.
Sure. Atticus, you find on the courier a very nicely made, ornate, heavy crossbow with 8 bolts, 2 of which look different to the others and look to be extraordinary in design. And also a strange silver bracelet set with a single orange gem on what looks like the underside. Like if you look at how it is on the wrist, it looks very, very plain, except there's like a small orange gem on the underside. Everyone make me a perception check, please.
Mm-hmm.
Atticus, as you're crouched down, looking over the courier, there's just a moment where the light from your torch flickers oddly, or some shadow is thrown unusually, and with just a moment's notice, you manage to spin and deflect or push away a dagger as something falls down and lands on the bar next to you. It is large, twisted, scaled, and wields 2 daggers in its hand.
Well then.
And in the same moment, as you sort of push back at it, you see vaulting onto the bar from the other side, another one. And we will start next session with what happens here.
Woo!
That picture again for those who want it for journaling purposes.
I was going to say, while this is happening, I'm trying to open the safe.
I know, but you're all trying. Yeah, you're all running around doing your own thing. So I've paused it. We've got Asher stood outside the toilet opening love letters. We've got you trying to crack a safe, which I've not forgotten. We'll roll your first attempt to unlock it before we jump into combat. But obviously you won't have time to go rifling through it all. And Obsidian doing what? I don't know, sat in a chair overlooking the arena.
No.
What was Obsidian up to?
Obsidian was probably just preparing to start a sort of investigation into how these people died. Like sort of, if they defended themselves or just were slaughtered, or if they were put to sleep first.
I would give you, because I was trying to juggle different things. I saw that Asher popped her head into the back room where the barman, Brick, was with 2 patrons. They were all sort of bundled up in a corner, like they tried to flee into this room. And yeah, Zento was in a locked toilet. He didn't have his breeches down or anything, so it wasn't like he was caught unawares. It would look like he fled and tried to lock himself in a stall.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, AJ seems to have died at his desk. If you would like to, before we part ways, if anyone would like to look and maybe read to me or read to us if anyone feels so inclined, the entries from AJ's journal is a good point to leave on. Is that why? GJ, why is your hand over your mouth?
Me?
Where is it?
It's in the law books for his AJ's journal.
I will dictate it if you like.
Sure, go for it.
So, AJ's journal, notable entries include.
I'll give you inspiration for this as well. I'll start off next time.
Usual method of application would attract too much scrutiny. Zento working a potential solution. His approach is very hands-on. Second entry. Last 2 monthly meetings with Aran have been cancelled at the last minute. Suspect they are growing suspicious. Third entry. Tolgirias declined opportunity to spearhead distribution, made sure he understands how bad talking could be for business. Too useful for now. Next entry. Zento's lead looking promising, but taking its time. Might be another loose end to wrap up afterwards. New entry. Ardeth once again correct at anticipating where the watch would raid. Don't believe for a second that he's from the Shadow Thieves, but we'll use him for now. Tried to find where he buries his head at night, but Tail seemed to lose him in the graveyard. Courier confirms he's not undead. Next entry. Had to break the girl out. Burn some capital, but have to look at the bigger picture. Ardeth pointed out the Endeavour provided scapegoats already known to the guards. We'll bring them on until we need to offer someone up. And the final entry. Ardeth growing impatient about getting the import license. Gadsar finally caught him slinking into the northmost crypt in the graveyard district. Time he was sent a reminder. But I suspect that the reminder never happened.
Yeah. We will pick up next week with an immediate combat, unsurprisingly. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, and we will all see you next week.